Opening, reading, and closing documents. Well, it's time now to actually open up some files and look at some different modes for viewing your documents. So if you're following along with me, you have a new blank document. We'll leave that there for now and go directly to the File tab if you have the exercise files. Click Open, then select Browse. I do have the exercises out there on my desktop. So I'll click that. I'll click my exercise files. And I'll go to Chapter 1. And the file I want to select is the Best of London Hotel Guide. We'll select that and click Open. So this document opens up. And as you see, we can scroll down with our mouse. Or we can use the mouse wheel, and you can see that it has multiple pages. In fact, if you go down to the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that it has 7 pages in all. So we can continue to view the document by scrolling it. To get a feel for the layout of the document and the formatting and all. So, if you're more interested in just reading the document, you can switch modes. Let's start by going to the View tab. You'll notice up here in the View section, we have a number of different options, like Read Mode, Print Layout, and also Web Layout. So what we're going to select here is Read Mode. Let's give that a click. Now you're actually not editing your document, you're just looking at it. And you're probably looking at it in a different way. Notice down in the bottom right-hand corner that I'm zoomed in at 140%. Now you may see something different. It all depends on what you used last. Notice also that there is no scroll bar to go up and down. Instead, we're going to be moving from our left to right. And you'll notice these buttons on the side of your document. You'll also notice the number of pages. In this case, I have a total of 17 pages, and that I'm also zoomed in at 140%. As we click that navigation button, we're going to move through the content, not concerned with the layout, but reading and viewing the content. So it's totally different mode. Now, if you want to, you can go up to the View menu. Notice that there is no ribbon across the top, but from the View menu, we can go down to Layout and see that we actually have something called a column layout, better suited for reading. But we can switch to paper layout if we prefer that traditional way, and using the scroll bar to scroll vertically through the document. So it's very similar. I'll go ahead and do that. It's very similar to our print layout, except that we can't go in here and start any editing. If you want to, you could go back to the View menu and choose Edit Document. That switches you back to print layout, or if you prefer, go down to the bottom right-hand corner and you'll see that print layout mode has been selected from here as well. Give it a click. All right, let's go up to File. To choose a document, we simply, not to choose, but to close a document, we can simply go back to the document, and then we can just simply click the X in the upper right-hand corner to close the document, or we can go File, and then we can go Close, and that closes out our document. So if you've made changes to your document, you'll be prompted to save them. If you didn't, like we didn't, it simply closes up the file, takes you to any other open files where you left off in this case, our new blank document. Let's go to the file and go down to open, and we'll open up a different document by selecting browse and navigating to the chapter 1 file of your exercise files. There's a press release there. Let's go ahead and do that and give that a click. So we'll say open, browse, open up our press release. All right, so this is a different kind of looking document, mainly text. This would be a good candidate for read mode. If we wanted to switch to read mode, let's give it a click from down here this time. In our lower right-hand corner, so we just click. And you can see we're in that same layout that we were using when we were looking at the previous document. But let's go up to View, go down to Layout, and change it to Column Layout. Now you can see browsing through this document because we've zoomed in. It's much easier to see and read. And now we're not so concerned with the layout and the formatting. So if we scroll through, we will eventually get to the end of the document, and I'll show you that. So now here is the end of the document. All right, let's switch back to print layout by selecting that button down here in the lower right hand corner. I'll go ahead and select that. And we'll scroll all the way back up to the top. And we're ready to close this file up. So we'll click File, Close. The file closes and it backs us up to our new blank document. We can close that all up as well. So for that, we will click File and Close. There you will see we're left with nothing. So we're ready to start working on documents as we continue into the next lecture.